Every minute, somewhere in the world, illegal drugs are being manufactured. Every minute, traffickers are moving products across borders. Every minute, criminal networks are earning money that fuels corruption, violence, and instability. And every minute, another life is placed at risk. This isn't happening in one country, it isn't happening in one region, it is happening everywhere. Take a look at the world around you, your neighborhood, your city, the ports that receive goods from across the world, the highways connecting nations, the digital networks connecting billions of people. Now imagine a shadow economy operating alongside it all. A parallel system worth billions of dollars. A system that feeds on vulnerability. A system that adapts faster than many governments can respond. A system that is becoming more sophisticated every year. According to the latest global estimates, more than 300 million people worldwide use drugs, an all-time recorded high. But this story is not about numbers. It is about what those numbers represent. Behind every statistic is a person. Behind every transaction is a criminal network. Behind every shipment is an organized operation designed to exploit weakness and generate profit. Today, on the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, we are not simply examining addiction. We are examining an evolving global system. A system that is changing faster than most people realize. And a system that demands an entirely new response. For more than a century, the global drug trade was largely understood through traditional crops and trafficking routes. Heroin dominated illicit opioid markets. Production depended on cultivation. Distribution depended on physical supply chains. That reality is changing, and it is changing rapidly. We are now witnessing what many experts describe as a synthetic revolution. Unlike traditional drugs, synthetic substances can often be produced faster, cheaper, and closer to consumer markets. Criminal organizations no longer need vast fields and large harvests. Increasingly, they need laboratories, precursor chemicals, technical expertise, and access to digital networks. The drug trade of the 20th century was built on fields and trafficking routes. The drug trade of the 21st century is increasingly built on chemistry, data, and digital networks. At the same time, cocaine production, seizures, and consumption continue to rise across multiple regions of the world. The number of substances appearing on illicit markets continues to grow, and criminal groups continue to diversify their operations. The result is a market that is larger, more flexible, and more difficult to disrupt than ever before. But perhaps the most significant transformation is happening online. The internet was designed to connect people. Criminal organizations are using it to exploit them. Today, traffickers can advertise products through digital platforms. They can communicate through encrypted applications. They can recruit customers through social media. They can move money across borders with unprecedented speed. And they can adapt almost instantly when authorities attempt to intervene. Every technological breakthrough that helps society can also be exploited by organized crime. The difference is who adapts faster. And that presents a difficult reality. The uncomfortable truth is that criminal networks often innovate faster than governments. When traffickers moved online, many institutions were still focused primarily on physical borders. When synthetic drugs emerged, regulations were often designed for a different era. When digital platforms expanded globally, criminal organizations quickly recognized their potential. The challenge facing the world in 2026 is not simply stopping drugs. It is keeping pace with an industry that constantly reinvents itself. Yet behind all the discussions of technology, trafficking routes, and organized crime lies the most important reality of all: human lives. Somewhere tonight, a parent will wait for a phone call that never comes. Somewhere, a teenager will consume a substance without fully understanding what is actually inside it. Somewhere, a family will watch addiction slowly take away someone they love. And somewhere, a criminal organization will count the profits generated from those tragedies. Drug abuse affects health. It affects education. It affects employment. It affects families. It affects communities. It affects entire nations. The true cost cannot be measured solely in dollars. It must be measured in lost potential. The scientist who never makes a discovery, the student who never graduates, the entrepreneur who never launches a company, the artist who never creates, the young person who never gets the opportunity to become who they could have been. This is why the world drug problem cannot be viewed only as a criminal justice issue, nor can it be viewed only as a public health issue. It is both, and that is precisely what makes it so difficult to solve. Many people ask a simple question: why does the problem continue? Why, after decades of international action, does the illicit drug market continue to expand? The answer is adaptation. Illicit drug markets have always evolved. Whenever governments strengthen controls, traffickers search for new routes. Whenever substances are restricted, illegal laboratories develop alternatives. Whenever technology advances, organized crime looks for opportunities. They exploit weaknesses. They exploit instability. They exploit gaps in governance and regulation. The drug market survives because it changes, and that means the response must change too. Standing still is not an option. This year's theme highlights a critical word: innovation. Because old challenges are now being amplified by new realities, and old solutions alone are no longer enough. Around the world, governments, researchers, law enforcement agencies, health professionals, educators, and community organizations are developing new approaches. Data is being used to identify emerging threats before they spread. Advanced technologies are helping authorities detect synthetic substances and precursor chemicals more quickly. Ports, airports, sea routes, and land borders are becoming more sophisticated in their ability to identify illicit shipments. Scientists are improving our understanding of new substances entering global markets. And countries are strengthening cooperation across borders to disrupt criminal networks that operate internationally. But innovation is not only technological, it is social. The most effective prevention often begins long before a drug ever reaches a community. It begins by reducing vulnerability. It begins by creating opportunity. It begins by building resilience. Communities are learning that protecting young people requires more than warnings. It requires education. It requires support. It requires honest conversations. It requires environments where individuals have real opportunities and real hope. In some regions, programs are helping farmers transition away from illicit cultivation toward sustainable legal livelihoods. In others, criminal justice systems are becoming more effective at distinguishing between those who require treatment and those who profit from exploitation. Innovation means recognizing that every community faces different risks, and every successful response must be grounded in evidence. No country can solve this challenge alone. Drug trafficking networks do not recognize borders. Their operations span continents. Their supply chains cross oceans. Their financial networks move across multiple jurisdictions. That means cooperation is not optional. It is essential. Governments must share information. Institutions must coordinate efforts. Communities must work together. And citizens must remain informed. Because the world drug problem is global. And the response must be global as well. As we mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking in 2026, we are reminded of this year's theme: World Drug Problem, Persisting Issues, New Challenges, Innovative Responses. The challenges are real, the threats are evolving, and the stakes could not be higher. Criminal networks are adapting, technology is accelerating, the illicit market is changing. The question is no longer whether the threat is growing. The question is whether our response can grow faster. Because every statistic represents a human life. Every data point represents a story. and every life is worth protecting. If you want to understand the full scale of this challenge, read the 2026 World Drug Report. Learn the facts, understand the trends, share the knowledge, because awareness is not the solution, but awareness is where every solution begins. Today, we stop looking away. Today, we choose action. And today, we remember that protecting people and communities is a responsibility shared by all of us. Thank you for watching.